Welcome to Maringa, here in the southern Brazilian state of Paraná, where, along with other cities in this region, it was pre-planned and built in the 1940s and 50s. And when I say it was pre-planned and built in the 1940s, that is because at the time this would have been all forest and nothing else. So why here? Why build a city? One thing only, because of its soil. The red soil that you get in this area is perfect because it is highly fertile and it's the perfect place and the weather to grow coffee. Plus the Brazilian government really wanted to start moving into the Paraná state, start building more places. So originally they sat down with a piece of paper, or lots of paper, and tried to design a city for a population of about 100,000 people. Today there's a population of around 400,000 people, and when you look around you can just see all the skyscrapers, and it does feel modern, and there is so many trees, so it does feel like a green city. And at the time when they were pre-planning it, coffee was important in the world, especially Europe, especially for me, even though I wasn't born. So who financed all this building of cities in this area? The British. They like to get their fingers in all the pies around the world. So when you do walk around, you can just see all the roads, the streets, the paths are all wider than you would get in places like Rio de Janeiro, Sao Paulo, the colonial cities. So this has been planned properly. And the biggest thing that Maringa has that people will probably know about is this thing over here, and it is the cathedral, and one of the tallest cathedrals in the Americas. Let's have a look. So just like Cascavel, the last city I was in, they don't go for conventional cathedrals. It's modern, it's futuristic, and it's tall. So this is 124 meters tall in height, and you can just see the cross at the top. It was started to be built in 1959 and was finally completed in 1972, which was the 25th anniversary of the city. Now, the architect who built this, Jose Bellucci, was inspired by the Soviet Sputnik satellite when he designed it. Really? So it's like a cone pointing to heaven, I guess. And all the way around there is fountains. Let's get a bit closer. And it's a big, massive park around it, just emphasizing the greenery of the city. That's a proper wow cathedral. Now there is a service going on at the moment. As I arrived here, there's bells going. Lots of people walking in. Lots of water, lots of fountains all the way around. And this is the center of the city. That is so cool. Sputnik? Would that give you the impression of a Russian rocket? Now, because the cathedral is so tall, even when you're streets away, you can still see the outline of the top from anywhere in the city. But I'm going to can have a walk around and see what else is there to explore. So the city itself was founded on the 10th of May 1947, so it is very modern in Brazilian colonial city timeline. And the only reason I'm walking this way is I've just seen a load of people just shouting, and it looks like, I thought it was Tai Chi, but it's not, it's military, police. Oh, they're all getting to a bus. Oh, they stopped shouting. Oh well. So the name of the city, Maringa, came from a popular song at the time when they were building the city that the workmen would sing. The song was actually called Maria do Inga, which was just shortened to Maringa. So as a result, the city is nicknamed the Song City. But it is a beautiful, relaxed, chilled city. I just can't get over the amount of trees that there is. So during the 50s and the 60s, this place grew really big from the coffee boom around the world. However, in 1975, they had the Black Frost. Frost came along and killed a lot of the coffee plants, which devastated not just this city, but the region itself. So they had to come up with a second plan, Plan B, because the fact coffee plants take a while to recover, regrow. So soybeans, agriculture, that became its main focus while it sorted out its coffee. Oh, I do like this city. So across the road from the cathedral is the city main square, which at this moment in time is going through a complete refurbishment. I mean, look at all them tiles and bricks, and everything seems to be fenced off. So they must be doing some major changes to this place. Now the city itself is very walkable. Is that a word? Walkable? And with the amount of trees around, you're always in some sort of shade, or you can find some shade, because for the first time in a few days, I have got blue skies. Yes, I'm a happy man. Now, if you've been following me and you watched my last video, you'll know that I wasn't too happy with the hotel that I was staying in. £15 a night. But I've mellowed, I've changed my mind. It is comfortable. I had a really good night's sleep last night, and more importantly, the free breakfast this morning. Oh my god, it was the biggest breakfast I've had since coming to South America 4 months ago. It was help yourself, and oh my god, I did. I definitely got my money's worth from that. I'm just trying to work out what that is over there. I mean, you've got workers over there working at it, and I have found that wherever I've been in Brazil in the off season, there is a lot of work getting done, ready for the next season to start off. Can't get to it. Unfortunately, there's a fence in the way, so I can't really get to it. But it's a major structure. Surprisingly, I have found a tourist information spot which gives you all the information about this monumental axis in Portuguese, Spanish and English. So basically this takes you from the cathedral, which is still behind me, all the way north through major part of the city, the parks, all leading to the Olympic Village. I might as well walk it, see what there is. But there's a map that gives you all the tourist spots as well, and they're all spread out. So I've come a couple of streets down, and in the background you can just see the top of the Sputnik Cathedral. But I've just noticed all these trees around here have got some sort of clothing to keep it warm, I guess. But this is actually urban street art, and it's called yarn bombing. That one's got like flags from around the world, is it? Or just random squares? Now you know that you're proper in the city centre because there's music everywhere. And then right in the corner, all by himself on a piano or electric organ, is a busker with nobody walking past him. So this yarn bombing, oh, there's another tree with it on, is basically just crocheted coverings, and it's probably a community art project meant to brighten public spaces. But obviously with all these flowers it doesn't really need to be any colourful. So when I read that this had a Olympic village, I just assumed that the Olympics had been held here. But Olympic villages in Brazil is where they have big sporting sort of places. So further on down there there's swimming pools, there's even a beach volleyball court, but more importantly there's this place here, which is the Willie Davids Stadium. So this is where FC Maringa play, and they are a third division club. They're doing okay-ish. The stadium itself holds about 15,000 people, but Willie Davids comes from an English family who immigrated over here. The English get everywhere. I tried to get a bit closer to have a look inside the stadium itself, but you can't get in. But it looks like it's not really that modern. And all around are just massive apartment blocks everywhere you look. Obviously for the population around here, it does need to have somewhere to live. So I have just looked into the British connection, where the investments came into this place in the 1950s. So the company was called Paraná Plantations Limited, based in London, and basically they put all the investment into the building of the city and others around here in the region, and they put a lot of money into the railways, because how else would they get the coffee from here to the port to be sent globally? So that is the stadium up there. It's quite a cool city. And as you go from the stadium further on down here, you go to the university campus. And the university within the city is one of the top state universities in Brazil. But I don't think I'll go that far down. So you can see the city has been designed really well. When they all sat down in an office and went, what do we need? We need accommodation, we need sports, we need education, we need parks, religion. And talking of parks, that's where I'm going tomorrow, because further on down that way, as I found out this morning, there is a massive forest park which I'm going to go to and explore, full of nature wildlife, animals. It'll be fun. But I've been out for about 4 hours, and after a 5k run this morning, I'm still doing them. I'm a little bit tired, so as I've just found out, my hotel's just there, so I'm going to get myself back over there just to have a bit of a rest. But Maringa, interesting. There is a lot to this city, and I think I've not even touched what else there could be here according to that tourist map. I might just pick a few things out tomorrow and put it in with the forest park. Why not? But yeah, I don't understand why there's a lot of people who will explore Brazil and just go through to the coast. There's much more to the country than you think. But if you've enjoyed this video, then all you've got to do is press that like button. If you want to see the park, the forest park, and all the animals, including, I've been told, peacocks, then subscribe and then watch the next video. But until then, I'm off to rest my feet. Bye bye for now.